Many years ago, a small village stood in a remote mountain valley. It was a quiet place, known for its old stone church and the large bell that rang across the hills every morning. Then everything changed. After weeks of relentless rain, disaster struck. A dam upstream collapsed during the night. The flood came so quickly that many residents never had a chance to escape. By sunrise, the entire village had disappeared beneath the water. Some claimed that lights were still glowing in the windows as the last rooftops vanished below the surface. Over time, the valley became a lake, calm, beautiful, and far too quiet. But the locals always avoided it, not because of the flood, because of the bell. Every winter, when the ice covering the lake became thin, people heard it. A distant bell, deep, muffled, as if it wasn't coming from above the water, but from somewhere beneath it. Many people tried to explain the phenomenon. Scientists visited the lake several times. They studied the acoustics, searched for underwater caves, and investigated every possible source of the sound. They found nothing. Yet the bell continued to ring, year after year. Eventually, a team of experienced divers decided to descend to the deepest part of the lake. They wanted to discover the source of the mysterious ringing once and for all. When they reached the bottom, they saw something impossible. The village was still there, completely intact, not destroyed, not buried beneath mud and debris. It was as if the water had simply forgotten to erase it. The houses still stood where they had always been. The streets were clearly visible, and in the center of the village stood the old church. That was when the divers saw the bell. It still hung from the bell tower, slowly swinging, back and forth, back and forth, even though the water around it remained perfectly still. But that wasn't the strangest thing. The divers noticed movement in the windows of the houses, silhouettes, people standing inside and watching them, as if the village were still alive. No one moved, no one waved. They simply watched. And the longer the divers stared, the more it felt as though the villagers weren't surprised to see them at all, as if they had been expecting them. When it was finally time to leave, one diver looked back at the church one last time. The bell was still moving, back and forth, without a single current disturbing the water around it. Then he noticed something else. There were no visible sources of light anywhere in the village, yet the windows were glowing from within. A warm, gentle light, as though someone was sitting beside a fireplace in every home, as though life had never stopped there. A few minutes later, the team returned to the surface. No one could explain what they had seen. The cameras captured the church, the houses, the streets. But when the footage was reviewed later, there were no silhouettes in any of the windows, as if they had never been there at all.